Well, hello, welcome back to another mussel fishing film. Didn't do any trendy shots today just because I'm on my own, so yeah, I just got down here, cast a few rods out, and yeah, we're beginning the session. High tide today is at 4 o'clock. I think it's about 1:30 now, so we've got a couple of hours of the flood. We'll have obviously slack water, which won't be so good. Sorry, I've got something in my eye there. And then we'll have a little bit of the ebb before we have to finish the day. Target today is Plaice. It's a lot windier than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, the forecast got it slightly wrong. It's actually windier than it should be, but the sea is still pretty flat. It's not too bad. It's not rough. If you had a decent sized boat, even my polycraft could deal with that sort of inshore today. So it isn't awful, but at the same time, there's a lot of wind on the line, pulling the braid and towing it sort of where the wind wants to go. We've got quite a strong westerly wind today, southwesterly, so punching the weights out there at distance is a bit harder as well. But we'll see how we get on. Yesterday we had a really good session at Pevensey Bay, so today we're just coming down to sort of Langley Point, but more towards the pier. One of the beaches on there, nothing secret. I mean, I don't know if you can see where we are, but a few boats behind us. Yeah, we'll just see how we get on. We'll just see how we get on. I'll go through rigs and tackle later on. Obviously, it's always pretty much the same when I'm place fishing. Keeping it really simple and just keeping fresh bait going out there. I'll get back to you in a bit. Well guys, thanks for joining us again. It's going to be a contrast today between the nice camera and the GoPro. The GoPro actually, give it its due, does sometimes chuck out some nicer colours than the Canon does, but the Canon's just sharper. We've only been here 10 minutes, we've got a cracking little bite on the left rod here. Yeah, I think I'm casting quite as far as I did yesterday because the wind's really in our face. It's probably 25-mile-an-hour gusts at times. But we've had a cracking little bite here. Hopefully we'll have something on. Right, I'm going to strike this one because yeah, it keeps having a go. So we're going to wind down, gently lift in, and I've got to move the tripod that way anyway, so it's a good time to do it. But we have got some bites, which is great. Now, of course, they could just be whiting, and if they're pin whiting, we'll struggle sometimes to pick them up. But I'm just going to lift into it, and we'll see. It feels a bit heavier. I do think there is something there. Yeah, I've just felt a little knot. I'll walk down and grab whatever's there. Well, there we go, there was a Plaice on there. It was a cracking bite, and it's a nicer one too. Obviously yesterday we went down to Pevensey Bay and they're all a bit small, so I thought I'd come up here and try and put some bigger ones on the table. Beautiful markings on it, and underneath it's got a load of brown speckles and spots. Strange, never seen that before. I'm going to go over there and unhook it, get a little better photo, and yeah, show it on the nice camera. Get in. Right guys, we've been here for about 10-15 minutes. Our rods haven't been out long, and we've just bagged ourselves a beautiful sized Plaice. Now, the Pevensey the other day they were quite small, as I was saying, and this one is quite, yeah, it's a nice size. It's a nice dinner plate size, that one. It would be nice for the table if we were keeping it, but if I can get it unhooked safely, get a nice photo, then we'll get it back. Beautiful. Well, what a cracking fish. That wasn't bad at all, was it? We're just going to rebait now, and I'm using a baiting needle, which looks like that. So it's sharp at one end, and then at the other end it's got a little hole where your hook goes onto. Now, I've had a little play around and I've found the best way of hooking these. So you put your hook in the top of your baiting needle, push your worm up a little bit so it's up there, hold your line tight against the bar, then all you got to do is thread on the worm like so. Give it a little helping hand, and then it just pops over like that. And then you have an absolutely perfect presented bait, which looks a little bit like that. Now I'll snip the tail end off, we don't want that. But yeah, absolutely perfect, looks really good. So I've got Another hook to do, then we'll cast it out. Well, it's a glorious day today. As I said, there was a little bit of wind, but at least the sun is out and it's not raining. And we've had a nice, beautiful place. A few things I can say about plaice fishing, really. I do find February, March and early April generally the best time to fish for them. If you want really prolific plaice fishing, so we're talking 20 plaice, 30 plaice in a session even, you really want clear water, as clear as you can get it. Well, not as clear as you can get it. If it's gin clear, it's not like a swimming pool, it's not going to work, but yeah, clear water generally speaking, and quite calm conditions. They don't like too much chop. I would say today is a little bit too choppy. I think as the tide comes in, and it will flatten off a little bit, and it'll get a bit deeper, it'll get a bit flatter, and the fishing will get better. I'm pretty sure that will happen. But yeah, clear water. You want to be fishing onto sand, generally speaking, or mussel bed if you can do that. Yeah, and you want clear skies as well. The sun can be good for plaice fishing. Not a lot of fish like the sun, and they don't like feeding in the sun, but plaice certainly do. So if you can put all that together, then usually at the right time of year you'll have some really good sessions. My favourite bait is lugworm. I don't particularly have loads of bling on the end either. I just have 2 plain hooks with a couple of little loomy bees just to hold the bait a little bit better. And that's it. That's all I do. It's really simple. I can't really can't make it any easier. Yeah, my rigs are super simple, and they do work. Don't have to overcomplicate it.
It's like I can't walk on the ceiling.
Well, I think it's fair to say that the fishing isn't tearing as of yet, but we've only been here about an hour 20. The tide's really starting to come in now, you know, so it's getting some depth out there, and I think once we get that tide slowing down just a little bit, the bites will start. I think that's my gut feeling anyway. We've had some really struggling to hold bottom actually. I'm having to sort of cast it out and let quite a lot of line out to get the grip to really kick in. One rod's tight now, so I'm confident that's fishing well. It's it's the other one I'm not so sure. We'll see. Play it by ear. I'm sure we'll get a few more fish once the tide settles a little bit and just eases off that a little bit, so we're fishing a bit more direct. It was bouncing. Little pin whiting, not great, but we're actually having some problems keeping the line tension today. The tide's just bringing in the weights like crazy, but I'm sure they'll grip eventually. But yeah, fish number 2, just a little whiting. We'll get that unhooked and get it straight back out there. So there's a bite on the nearer rod, really good bite. There he goes, there he goes. The initial bite was a proper pull down. Now, I'm just going to risk this for a chocolate biscuit. Make sure that gear's nice and tight, so that when we strike it, can't take any line. Wind down, gently lift it. Oh, I think we might have lost that one. Oh no, we have got a fish on. There's so much line tow out there. It's really hard to. You don't initially pick up the fish. It takes a little bit of time to suddenly feel it. Yeah, it feels like quite a nice fish actually. Giving up ghost a bit, I think he was swinging towards me. So just a steady wind, gentle wind. We're at our shock leader now. Yeah, we've got a fish on. Oh my goodness me, what is it? I think it might be a dogfish. Not what we're after, but a fish all the same. perfectly hooked with those Ultra Z hooks. That gave a better bite than a dogfish. Spirited dogfish, I'll give him that. Well, there it is. Mr. Dogfish. You never used to catch many of these on the beach. I was always chuffed when I caught them as a kid. I say kid, I wasn't a kid, I was about 20. Only a few years ago I was catching these on the beach and I was chuffed. And now I seem to get them every session. But there we go. The lesser spotted dogfish, also known as a cat shark. Look at their eyes. Let's get you close up. They're actually pretty cool to look at. Yeah, they're interesting fish. Look at that. Yeah. Pretty really, but not what we're after. We'll get it back, we'll rebait, and we'll try and get a Plaice. Not one of these. Well, I'll tell you, it's not been easy. My GoPro has been on for about 26 minutes and I didn't realise, so we didn't get the wind in, but just caught another little Plaice. Very, very undersized. But starting to ebb now, we're getting some bites. There's another bite on that rod as well, so probably got about an hour and a bit left and my other half gets here with the dogs. So just going to try and get a couple more fish and yeah, see what we can do. So we're coming towards the end of the session. We're just going to quite a few bites on this rod. I'm just winding it now. I think we've got a fish on. Yeah, quite a nice fish on, I think. Pretty sure we've got quite a nice fish on here. Just keeping it nice and high. Good tension, steady retrieve. Try and get it over that bank out there so it doesn't ping off. See if we can pick up a half decent fish before we go home. Oh. Mr. Dogfish. So that's I think we've had 3 today, or maybe 2, I can't remember. So I think that's 4th fish of the, or 5th fish of the session. We've had 1 Plaice, 2 Plaice, 2 dogfish and a whiting. So 5 fish, yeah. So just another doggy. We've got another bite on that rod over there. I'm going to get 2 fresh baits on the rig that I've just caught this on and cast out. We are losing a bit of light now and we haven't got too much time left. So it'd be nice just to put a couple more fish on the bank. So we've got a little bite on the left rod here. I think I'm going to strike it and have a little look because it's been nodding for quite a while. Yeah, I'll have a little look just in case. Before you strike, always make sure your gear's tight. Possibly. Well, you can tell the light levels are going because we're getting whiting now. So 1 whiting there and 1 whiting there. Not what we're after, but the Plaice now, I don't think we're going to get many of them because the light's gone down and they really prefer feeding in the daylight with clear sun, not murky clouds. So I reckon dogfish and whiting will probably be what we'll get maybe for the next half an hour. Well, I'll keep persevering for as long as I've got. So we've probably got 1 more cast after this and that is it. We've got some quite nice bites on here, so I'm just going to wind down and strike in. I think they're whiting bites though, and if they're pin whiting, they'll very easily miss the hook. Yeah, as expected, pin whiting, I said they felt like pin whiting bites. Whiting for their size will rattle the rod tip like that. They're yeah, they're aggressive little feeders. So another little whiting. I'm going to cast it once more, and then my other half's bringing the dogs down. I've got to go and take the dogs for a walk, and then I've got to go to the gym. Oh, I love the gym, but I'm knackered. But I am going to go. Right, let's go and get that little whiting back in the water and fling out, see if we can get one more fish before my other half turns up. Right, so this is going to be our last wind in now. My other half will be quite near and it'll probably be quite good if I pack up. So I'm just going to wind down. There's been a few little nibbles, probably whiting. Main target was Plaice today and we only had 2. So not a great day for target species, but we did have a very nice one at the beginning. Pin whiting on the bottom hook and it popped off just in the surf. Right, let's go and pack the rods away. Right guys, we're all packed up now. You would have seen some more fish on the GoPro. We obviously had a couple more whiting, 2 Plaice, 2 dogfish, maybe 3 dogfish. Yeah, I think that's about it. Plaice, dogfish, whiting, I think that's all we had. Wasn't a prolific session, but it was good fun. It was nice to get out in the fresh air and enjoy the nice February weather. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Obviously, rig's very simple today, just little 2 hook flappers with size 2 specialist limitless Chinnoos and also offset Z's size 1/0s. Have a great week and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Take care.